Today I watched the sunrise. I didn't glance or run outside at a call to come and see this view. I didn't view a filtered stream on a small device of a sunrise in Hawaii. I waited in the chill morn air for the first glow of pink, then stared and stared, twisting and shifting, till the final few vestiges of salmon clouds disappeared into the frothy gray sea of a pre-storm sky. It was cold. So cold that the university in which I stood seemed frozen in the early morning hood. In that moment, I was alone. At first, a few small clouds, hanging just above the mountain's snowy crown, bled pink, faint like a heartbeat, unnoticed unless hunted for. The bright color set against the dark dun sky gathered strength, rolled, spread, and came into being, an amorphous goddess of beauty. I tasted the clouds as they formed in outline, the top rim of the lowermost nimbus, irreducible in size, a petite mound of dirty snow leaking neon dye to the earth below. First smudges, then stripes, then scales of color appeared above the iced peaks of granite that stood between me and the sun. And as I watched the life of day arrive, 2 or 3 people passed me by, uncaring for colors live and skies now seeming to writhe in pain as sunlight shone on clouds twisted by wind and heavy with rain. A flat cap and a peacoat hurried past in symbiotic company. The coat was slumped and the cap brim angled resolutely toward the gray cement, colder even than the morning wind pushed before the sun. What an ignorance was there being done. The color had stopped spreading, satisfied, I thought, to cheer a thankless sky with a canvas no bigger than my hand from where I stood, but stretching 20 miles for the birds. Nearby, the anthem of my country played to greet the rising sun with a flag of stars and stripes that waved, and they say, will fill eternity. I stood with hand on heart and faced the red-gray stripes in blue Sistine skies, glimpsed in peepholes through harvest clouds, made by a single star rising on heaven's flagpole, and I pledged allegiance to nature's flag and her nighted day's dawning beauty, which now took the form of Vesuvius, trapped in time as the mountain and the clouds and light worked in harmony for this spectacle. Still too small, I thought, to contain such perfection. Then glancing o'er my shoulder, I found the evening sky ablaze with softer, more brighter spirits than ever sunset gave the twilight heavens. The intense but contained beauty of the east seemed balanced by the wash of unbounded pigment that filled the western sky for moments. All too soon, the color bled to whites and grays, which came as subtly as the first ribboned outlines of clouds had appeared an eternity before. Finally, there was a single salmon crescent which hovered over the mountains to the east, like a grapefruit stain on God's mighty chin. Even this was so faint that only one who had watched it fade would know that it was still there. I was dropped from clouds now done and done, back to a cement courtyard in a city of learning, to find 100 people pushing past in silence, on their way to learn without knowing what they had not seen. If one of those people had asked me, right then, what I was doing, I would have said, I am watching the death of a sunset, the birth of a day, and the obscurity of a world in cold depression.